Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie, and my amazing guest, Mr. Simon Date. What a great friend and what an amazing man. You do not want to miss it today. Share this with all your friends. Here we go. Woohoo! Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors of Marketing with Russ, Your Launchpad, and Rosalind Rosado, 10D Tech, and the 42nd Annual Golf Scramble at the Corvallis Chamber. For more information on Your Launchpad and executive coaching services, go to yourlaunchpad.com. And for more information on 10D Tech and how they can help you with your cybersecurity, go to 10dtech.com. And for more information on the Corvallis Chamber of Commerce and their golf scramble on July 10th, go to corvallischamber.com. Music by Connor Hedge and Protestant, used with permission. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. So glad to be with everybody today. It's going to be an amazing Monday. That's right. I know so many of you are saying, oh, no, it's Monday. But you know what? This is how I look at things, and this is where perspective comes in. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. Today is a new day. You woke up, you're alive. That's awesome. That's a blessing to start with. But it's the start of a new week, too. So many possibilities, so many opportunities out there just waiting for you to take care of, engage in them. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. Engage in the opportunities and the possibilities. I'm just excited for new ones today. And as you all know, I'm so thankful for life and God is good. So we're here and ready to go this morning. I've got my amazing friend, Simon Date, who originally we became friends when he was the executive director of the Corvallis Chamber. Such an amazing job that he did there. And now he's moved on to brighter pastures, working with an amazing soccer club he's going to talk about today. He's all about community, all about helping kids and about helping people. And that is what I love about this man. So we're going to talk more about him. But first, I want to remind you, what is Marketing with Russ all about? Well, it's about how amazing people connect. That's right. There are so many amazing friends that I have. God has blessed me with, like Simon, that are so great at connecting with their community, so great at connecting with people, making a difference. And you know how I feel. Well, if you don't, here you go. I feel that connection to community building is the foundation of any good marketing plan, any good business, and especially, I think, any good life. So there you go. So connect and build community and amazing things will happen. You know, I love what Zig Ziglar said. In fact, I got off a actual morning devotional prayer meeting this morning with Zig Ziglar's son and his secretary for years, and or administrative assistant, I should say. And they're amazing people, and all the other amazing people that were involved in this morning. And Zig Ziglar always said, you build the people, and then the people build your business. What does that mean? It means that you build community, you connect with people, you care about people, and then that will help your business. I love what John Maxwell says. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So when you engage, you connect, and you really care about people, guess what? That is reciprocated. People end up caring about you, and great things happen for you and your business. You don't have to even really sell them. If you've read the amazing book on How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, well, if you haven't, you should. It's amazing, by the way. You can actually get a free copy online. Just go to YouTube and you can listen to the audiobook. But anyway, it is an amazing book about how to connect and build community. It's timeless. It was written years and years ago, but it is so timeless. So I'm all about that. So thank you for being here today. And so we're connecting. And guess what? Because of that, I definitely want to connect with you. If we've not connected, please go to russhedge.com. Even if we have connected, go to russhedge.com. Look at all the amazing things I have there. We've added on a tab about my cancer journey. You're going to want to take a look at that because there's some amazing shows that I've been blessed to be on, being able to speak out and bless others, inspire and encourage them through my cancer journey. And you're going to want to check that out. Also, there's something free. We all love something free. You can get a free download on how to connect. 3 steps to connection. It is simple, not always easy, but it is simple. 3 steps. You're going to want to take a look at that. You get that for free. And guess what? Just by downloading that free, you also get my morning encouraging emails. I know what you're saying. Another spammy email. No. I do not spam you. They're just little bits of encouragement every morning. And then you can tie into free live streams and things like that. We will give you links for that just to give you more free content. And I'm here to inspire and encourage you. I want to help you. I want to bless you. So hopefully you get a chance to do that. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube page. Guess what? It is growing. It's expanding. A lot of it, thank you to my amazing pets. I found that my beagle Maddie and my cat Maisie are way more popular than I am on YouTube Shorts. But so if you want to get a little smile, you need to go to YouTube Shorts and check that out. But also, all of the live streams are there. So the beautiful thing, all in one spot. Not only Marketing with Russ, but also Russ Reels Live, the experience Live with Russ and Scott, the experience local. It's all there for you. So please go check that out today. There's so many amazing people like Simon. And guess what? I keep it simple. All you got to do is go to marketingwithruss.live. That's right. So to get to my website, russhedge.com, if you know my name, you're good. Get to my YouTube page, marketingwithruss.live. You just got to know the name of this show and you're good. So there you go. Check that out today. In fact, right now you can open a separate tab. Go there now and you can subscribe today. Please do that. Okay. Also, please share this out and tag your friends. There's a lot of people. It's Monday morning and they're busy. Lots going on. I get that. Whether you can watch live or on replay, it doesn't matter. Please share this and tag your friends. You know, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, right now, if you're watching on replay, bless you. Thank you. Because, you know, we have more people watch on replay than watch live. You can still tag your friends. You can still share this out. You can still engage with Simon, with me. You can engage with the people in the comments even after. And today I want to encourage you to engage with people in the comments. Say hi to each other. Some of the best connections are made through the comments. So that's amazing. If you haven't got a copy of my book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, love for you to do that. A way to encourage and inspire you to live a purpose-driven life of significance, the way to help you have a good perspective and a good mindset. So please get your copy today. And guess what? You get it at russhedge.com, by the way, or go to Amazon or any online bookseller. If you're in Oregon, you can even get copies at local bookstores. But coming out with the follow-up to this book, which is Life Happens and Then You Choose. That will be out this fall, so make sure and look for that. And also all my international best-selling, #1 on Amazon anthology books that I wrote with amazing people. There's 4 of them on there. Those are also all available on Amazon and some available on other booksellers as well. So thank you for that. And please check that out. russhedge.com is the best way to go. It's simple. It's easy. Last but not least, before we get Simon in, and that is our marketing tip of the day. Okay, we do this. It gets cut out, put on YouTube Shorts, other social media. You can actually watch this and share this separately after we're done today. This will be out there soon. So thank you. Within a day, you'll have this out there. So I really hope that this helps you. these little tidbits are to encourage you and inspire you for a new Monday. We do it every Monday and Thursday, though, so it's for whatever day we're at. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Okay. This is your marketing tip of the day. Engage your community. That's right. Engage your community. Get involved. Take action. You know what? If you want to make an impact on others, if you want to make an impact on your community, if you want to help other people, if that's what you're all about, if you want to help yourself, engage your community. That's how you build the people. That is how you get people that care about you by showing you care about them. Get out there, engage them, whether you're going to a chamber meeting, whether you're going to a networking meeting, or whether you're on a board or whatever you're doing for an organization. Get with people, engage your community, help them, reach out, support them, and then they will in turn reach back, help you, and support you. It's a magical, magical thing. Actually, it's just really very simple. Just like Zig Ziglar says, you build the people and then the people build your business. So today, engage your community, and that is your marketing tip of the day. All right, there we go. We're going to get Simon in to get this thing rolling. It's time for Mr. Simon Date. Here he comes. Hey, Simon.
Hey, Russ, how you doing?
I am so good. Getting rolling, ready to go for a new week.
I know. I'm exhausted just listening to you. I wouldn't have had coffee if I knew it was going to be like this. This is great. And so you, by the way, having known you, having the pleasure of knowing you for the past, 5-6 years now. It's it's wow. Great job, man.
Wait, you know what? This is how much time flies, Simon.
Yeah.
So COVID has been over 5 years. You were the director of the chamber for how many years before COVID?
I came in June, and then it started in March, the shutdowns and stuff. So
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had been there longer than that, but
I think it seemed like I was there like 20 years at the end of COVID. Yeah.
Well, you had some rough goes during the COVID thing, but you did amazing things keeping everybody connected and all the things you did. And so we could talk about that, but right now I'm going to back up and say, who in the heck is Simon Date? Give us a little update on who you are and what you're up to.
I'm starting with my current role. I'm the executive director of Oregon Youth Soccer. So we run the state association here in Oregon. We're in charge of 60,000 kids, 7,000 coaches that play statewide, obviously. And I'm actually currently sitting in a rental house out here in Boise, Idaho. We have regional championships going on, but that's kind of my work side. And then, I'm married 21 years to my wife, Stephanie. We've got 3 wonderful kids. Naomi, 25. Let's see. Jack is about to turn 20, and Ruby just graduated from West Albany High School. So, yeah, it's busy, man.
Amazing. They grow up so fast. I mean, my little babies are my daughter's almost 35 and my son's 32. So amazing how time flies. But, I just love what you're all about, Simon. From the minute you and I met, I was blessed to meet you through the interview process before you actually became the director of the Chamber of Corvallis. And the minute we met,
thank you for picking me.
there you go. Well, I probably have very little to do with that, but I just want to say that the minute I met you, I thought, amazing. We got to have this guy. I mean, it was just like not even, besides the fact you were a Beaver and you played soccer at Oregon State, that puts you in my high, number one in my book right off the bat. But, you made this transition to the head of the soccer association, something that's very natural for you because, again, dealing with community and people, but running a bigger organization all around soccer that you love. So just talk a little bit more about that, about what the association is all about.
Yeah. So, I mean, in a nutshell, we are, it sounds, big brothery, but we're the governing body for soccer in Oregon. So, we get to have some influence over not just statewide leagues, but how clubs are run and coaching education and how we deal with parents and how we handle youth sports in general. So it's more, I think we sort of set the standards that our member clubs, kind of similar to a chamber, we don't tell the businesses how to run, but this is how, you become a part of the chamber. And in our case now, the state association. So it gives us an opportunity to drive direction for the current standards in Oregon that thankfully kids from 6 years old all the way up to 19 get to be a part of. So yeah, it is very. It's very, like I said, it's a big scale, but it's very, when you get down to it, it's dealing with, individual families and individual clubs. And we do that sometimes through rules and regulations, but a lot of the time just through, having these conversations with people.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it is so important, kids and families, and how it all comes together and what they do. And I was such a huge fan of, and still am, of the kind of environment my family was around, right? I mean, to this day, I'm concerned about the environment my kids are in.
Yeah.
Of course, they're both old enough to decide on their own, obviously, and they have chosen great environments and great people to be around. Makes a big difference. And the kids that are involved in soccer and involved in a good association like you guys have, makes a big difference in their growing up years. I mean, obviously you've seen that with your own kids and who they're involved with, but talk a little bit about that and what you try to instill in them besides just how to play soccer.
Well, I think, right now, sports in general, youth sports in general, and soccer is obviously a big part of that. We have, I'm pretty sure we have one of the largest sport bases in Oregon in terms of, kids playing soccer or basketball or baseball or whatever. Soccer is huge. And it's, I think you're seeing a weird time in youth sports in general right now, where you talk a lot about community, and that's exactly it. It's important to be community, or to have community, but not necessarily be sort of tribal about it in terms of like, this is our little fiefdom, these are our little kids, and try to take a step back sometimes and look at the bigger picture. And we always talk about things like, being old school and hey, remember back when you and I were kids, and you just roll a ball out in the street and you get to play until the street lights come on. And there's a romanticized view of that, but that's still the basis of what we try to do. It's a lot more organized now. There's a lot less places to play, and there are some, there's some big issues that we deal with, based on income, based on their ability to play, based on, we take kids from all different spectrums of life, right? So one of the programs I'm closest to is our Top Soccer program, which is for kids with disabilities, so we provide that too. And it's it's sort of all encompassing, and the sports world in general is going through that shift now, where you are tending to see a little bit more. I'm sure you see it online, the little, oh, this is what's wrong here, this is what's going. So it's interesting times right now.
Well, I agree with you 100%. I don't know how you feel about as kids grow up and they get into college and they go on from there, because when you were and I were in college, it was a little different.
Yeah.
But things have changed so much. And so I think it's so important. And what I mean by that is, having this foundation of connecting, community, important, of caring for each other, sticking with people, all of that is so important, because, right now kids get into college and it's already all about the money.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in some sorts. I had the pleasure recently to speak to Wayne Tinkle and Scott Ruick about this very issue. And, right after Scott and I talked, not long after, he was a team that was poised to go to the Final Four the following year. And after making the Final 8, and his top 8 players all bailed and all went into the portal and left. Not because they didn't like Scott, but because of the money and the visibility and the exposure. So that's a total mindset. And that starts way back, because I think that's overcomable. We can see that through the Oregon State baseball program. They were able to put together a program that stayed together and still maintained a national presence all the way through the season. So talk a little bit about that and how that is important. And that's really how you look at things, right?
Yeah. Well, and it's, it comes down to what you want to get out of your sports experience. And again, whether it's soccer in our case or any other sport, there's this misconception, and part of it is justified in terms of, from an education level, and I mean sort of historical education level with soccer, because, a lot of parents didn't grow up playing, because it wasn't, as prolific as it was, say, in Europe or baseball or football is over here. So there is that sort of easy easy way to think, hey, the winning part and the going on, and we always joke internally here about the sort of the drive to get that D1 scholarship. Like I said, I'm out here in Boise, so we're dealing with some of the best players in the state here, and I'm sitting on the sidelines watching some games and sitting next to college coaches watching those games as well, and just having conversations with some that I'm a little bit more friendly with. And it's exactly like you talked about. This is a perfect college for them to go to. It's local. We've given them a full ride, but college XYZ over here is willing to pay them $35,000 additionally, just, NIL money. And it becomes then it's not so much about that community side. And the thing we try to push here is, statistically 1% of kids playing in college, playing soccer in Oregon are going to go on and play in Division I colleges. So when you think about the amount of money that you're pouring into your kid's soccer career, let's be realistic about what we're talking about. And it's for 99% of you, it may be money well spent, but it should be about teaching them how to be a good teammate, how to be a good, how to deal with diversity in terms of like, hey, you know what? We lost. We got knocked out here. Hey, our team's not that great this year. Whereas it can be hyper focused on the winning part. And so, these life lessons, which anyone who's played sports at almost any level knows that those life lessons are they're taught on the field and they're taught in games, and it's not necessarily that end result when you're 19 years old. If you're not part of that 1%, was your experience a failure? I don't think it is, but we put so much emphasis on that, that 1%. If you didn't get into a D1 school on a full ride, then somehow your soccer career hasn't been worth it. There's tons of kids doing fantastic things. Good husbands, good wives, have a great career, be good members of their communities, and that's worth millions.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, you're so right, and I think again it boils down to, and I think what you're teaching through all of this, and I think honestly, I think Oregon State overall is really good at this, but it's teaching. I mean, I know Scott Ruick is really good at this, even though his girls all bailed, and the baseball team is really good at this. And Mitch Canham actually talked about this, and I met him, I believe, might have been with you when he first started at a chamber event. Yeah. We have a hashtag Russ selfie from back then, but he was so focused, just like Pat Casey was, on making good men and a good life, because most of those players, even the ones that go on to play minor league baseball, will never hit the big time and will always need something in life that goes beyond just playing baseball. Yeah. And I think when you're teaching life lessons and you're teaching the things that are important, because let's face it, sports is just a game no matter what. If you're blessed to be able to play professionally for a while, what a blessing, what a great thing. But that's going to come to an end. We look at so many huge sports athletes from years ago that now are driving an Uber or are working in a soup line, that don't have any money. It's not about the money. It's about what are you doing with your life. And the ones that invest and take care of themselves while things are good and think about their future and what's more important in the long run are the ones that do better. And that's why those life lessons at this age are so important.
Well, and it's what we talk about with the experienced kids are getting out. I'm lucky enough to be, I've had a really good career in soccer playing wise, a little bit older now, as you could tell, the legs don't hold up. So, I coach and administer it now. So, but I'm lucky enough to coach George Fox in college. And, one of the experiences, or one of the things I talk to the players about, and anybody I've coached throughout the years, there are very few times that you look back on a season or on an experience with a club or a college, and you think, man, that 2-1 loss or that 2-1 win was what I really took out of that experience. It's always those bus rides afterwards, right? It's always the team talks. There's always the day off in a tournament where you're goofing around and you went and did some activity as a group. It's always, I talk when I talk about my college coaching career, and It's those small little moments in training, before training, after training, during water breaks, when, little jokes, little jabs, little, having fun with each other. Sure, the results matter, right? I mean, ultimately you're playing a sports, and by definition it's competitive. But and I don't think anybody likes losing. But at the same time, 20 years from now, you will hey, what was the score against San Jose State in 1996 that we played? I have no idea. No idea what that score was at Oregon State. Somebody else can look it up. But I can tell you what that trip down there was like, and how that felt getting on the airplane, and, just feeling part of something bigger. It's so much more than just 90 minutes on a field.
Yeah, no, it is totally that. I think this is what, in fact, that's interesting you brought that up, because it doesn't matter what you're involved in. I was looking back, and I met with a friend from high school the other day, and I was thinking about, I'm still in touch with a lot of the music and coaches. So I was one of those crazy kids that did everything, played 3 sports, was all the music and drama and all that. I know that's shocking, hard to believe, but anyway, I am still in touch with and in contact with most of the coaches and teachers that are alive, that are still around. And what they did was so meaningful in my life, but it always went way beyond the music or the sport or whatever. Football wasn't my favorite sport, but I loved it, but it wasn't my favorite sport. But I ended up focusing on that more than anything towards the end, because of the coaches and the impact that they had on my life, not just the sport. In fact, the last couple of years, I went from always being a starter to being a backup the last couple of years. We were so good. I played a lot still, but it wasn't about the fame and glory for me. It was about the experience and the impact that they had on my life for eternity, really, not for just that moment and winning games. Yeah. And so I think that's so important. I mean, everybody likes to win the game, right? I mean, let's be honest, but that's not what it's all about.
Well, and it's, what's great is, and I'll sort of share this real quick. 2 nights ago, I actually went back to St. Helens, Oregon, where my sort of high school coaching career started. And I went there because I was asked by one of my former players, Ashley Giesbers, to induct her into the High School Hall of Fame, or the Sports Boosters Hall of Fame. And in next month, I'm going to one of my former players' wedding, and then the month after that, there's another wedding, and you get, especially at this time of year, right? You get graduation notices sent, and it's more. That's why I got into coaching. Again, it's not the results, it's not the, and there were some good ones and some terrible ones as well, but it's those little moments you're like, holy smokes. I guess, sort of self-servingly, I guess, as part of this conversation, but it's like, maybe I made an impact on a kid's life. She actually wants me to come to her wedding. And anybody who's been involved in coaching at any level for any amount of time will tell you that is better than any championship you can win, any records you can break. That just being that you had that much of an impact on somebody, that they even wanted to include you in the day, let alone be a part of it. So it's very much, I love what you said earlier about, the famous quote about, people won't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And, and that's one of the things, listen to you on the intro. It's, talking about you and my history, in six, 7 years, whatever it's been now. It's, I can recall some conversations, but I know over the years, I've had probably hundreds of conversations with you, but I couldn't recall every one of them. But I always know how I felt after talking to you, how being around you and dealing with, you've been very open about some of your, your struggles with your health and stuff. And it's just like the grace and the community concern that comes through from the community to a person, in this case, you, is, it's not about this is specifically what Russ said. It's like, no, this is how Russ makes you feel. And that's important.
Well, that's another great quote. People will forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
Right.
Really. And that is what honestly, I feel like God has put in is really my why and purpose, is to inspire and encourage people and make them feel like they can make an impact, that they can be a world changer. They can do amazing things because
Yep.
we all have that opportunity, no matter where we are, no matter what we're going through, no matter what's happening. And, I have such amazing memories, and what a great impact you made on me. Or, well, you still are. We're still friends, so it's not
Yeah.
like it ended. But I just love that, the fact that when I go back to my career that I had on my previous job before I started my own business, okay, I made so many contacts that became connections, that became friends. And people, a lot of times say, "Oh, you're just after getting sales and money." Well, obviously not, because I'm still connected
Yep.
with a huge amount of those people that has nothing to do with business. It has to do with just being friends and being
Yep.
together. And that's how I feel about you. And I appreciate all that you're about. And since we're running out of time, or we've run out of time, I'm gonna tell you that what I need from you now, Mr. Simon Date,
Uh-oh.
give us your gold nugget of what you want people to remember from today's conversation, and then let everybody know how they get in touch with you.
You know what? I think it will be that last part that you just talked about. It's about how, whether whether it's in your job, whether it's in your life, whether it's in sports and coaching, they will always remember how you made them feel. And that's the most important part, because that's ultimately the human connection part. So that's a man. I don't give out many gold nuggets because there aren't many up here, but I'll leave you with that one, and you can get a hold of me. My email address, super simple. It's Simon, SIMON, at OregonYouthSoccer.org, and you can get on our website the same way. And LinkedIn and all the things. There's very few Simon Dates, luckily enough. I'm not a Joe Smith, so just look up Simon Dates somewhere, and you'll find me.
Well, the good news is it's ticking along the bottom right now. Your email and all that information is in the show notes and in the comments. So it's clickable, everybody. You don't even have to remember it. Just click on it. You go straight to Simon. So it makes it real simple. And Simon, what a pleasure. One more story I just thought of just the other day. I got this. It's such a blessing when I walk out to the community. I see some young man, and he walks up to me and he says, "Hey, coach, all those years I coached my kids and I coached other kids with them. You made an impact." And when I started at Oregon State, I coached with a good friend of mine, and we coached basketball and football. I had one of them message me and tell me this, that all of us from the team, 5th and 6th graders, by the way, all of us from the team who are now in their 40s, still stay in contact and still talk about what a positive impact you made on our lives.
That's awesome.
And I'm just like, oh my goodness. I mean, how amazing that makes you feel, just like you're talking about, inviting you to weddings and want you to be part of their life. What an honor. What a blessing to be able to do that. And Simon, with that, I'm going to say goodbye for today. I'm going to send you to the green room, but hang tight for just 1 second. I'll talk to you after we get done.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Thank you. Wow. I'm telling you, amazing. All of his contact information there. You got to Simon's just an amazing person. You got to get in touch with him. If you have anything to do with soccer, absolutely. He is your man here in Oregon and can give you contacts other places as well. So I would recommend highly that you reach out to him. He is definitely worth the contact on LinkedIn or email him, whatever. He's making an impact in lives. And if you're frustrated and trying to be more of an impact with people, great guy to talk to. So anyway, just want to tell everybody thank you. Hashtag 1000 thanks. We still have a little ways till Thanksgiving, but this now has been almost 4 years. We started the hashtag 1000 thanks, just reminding people to build community and thank each other. Remind people how much you appreciate them, and then they in turn will remind you. Hashtag 1000 thanks is easy to use in social media, and that's why we came up with it. So just think about that, and just appreciate all of you. Appreciate Simon. Just one last little note here. If I can get to it real quick, I will actually show you, and that is, please subscribe to our YouTube page by going to marketingwithruss.live. You can do that. Please contact me at russedge.com. And whether you're watching live or in replay, please share this out and tag your friends and let other people know, because you don't want to miss this. If you came in partway through, you can actually go back and watch us. It'll sit on the same platforms, LinkedIn and YouTube forever, and Facebook for 30 days. So you can watch it again. You can share it with your friends. You think, hey, my friend Bob needs this for his kids. I'm going to share this out to him, please do that. Please say hi and engage as well, whether you're watching live or on replay. And with that, we're going to say goodbye for another episode of Marketing with Russ. Remember, we're here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time for your listening and viewing pleasure. That's right. After we get done, like I said, it sits on LinkedIn, YouTube forever, and Facebook for 30 days as a video podcast, but then it becomes an audio podcast on both Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. So you want to listen to that if you don't have time to actually view it. And until next time, have a blessed and amazing week. We'll talk to you soon. All right. See you, everybody. Bye.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.